What's up, guys? This is Ty Zen again. In this video, guys, I want to share with you guys what I call the Ethereum value stack. Okay, I don't know what else to call it, so I'm just going to call it the Ethereum value stack. Okay, I want to let it be known that I was the first one to come up with this. You know, your most awesomest trader coach came up with this terminology, and I'm going to explain it to you guys. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. People always ask me. Okay, a lot of you guys are asking me, hey, should you keep your money in the Ethereum, in the DAO, in the Lisk, in the Waves, and all this other stuff, okay? And especially when it comes to the Ethereum cryptocurrency or the Ethereum blockchain. And the reason for that is because you need Ethereum to invest into projects like Augur, you need the gambling site, you need the Ethereum, the Ethers, to invest into projects such as Slockit or the DAOhub.org, and you need it to invest in upcoming projects such as Akasha, the other social media project that they're looking to build on top of the Ethereum blockchain. There's going to be dozens of projects that come out that's going to require you to use Ethers to invest into their ICO. And the question is, should you keep your Ethers in Ethers, or should you convert them from Ethers into like the DAO or other things like that, right? My belief is this, guys, is that right now the Ethereum blockchain has over a $1 billion market cap as it is today, that it's worth over, let me pull this up real quick on my laptop here. I'm going to go to coinmarketcap.com, and as of May 22nd, 2016, the Ethereum network is worth $1.1 billion, okay? So thank you to Vitalik and his team for that. We now have over $1 billion network, okay, in the Ethereum market. So now I want you to imagine that the Ethereum is the base or the foundation level to where all the other projects are going to be built on top of it. So for example, Slockit is going to go on top of it. Augur, the prediction market, or they call it, the fancy term is prediction market, but it's a gambling site, okay? So that goes on top of that, okay? And then when they come out with the other ICOs or other projects, such as the Akasha social media project, that's like the Ethereum Facebook project, when that goes on top, right? Every time one of these new ICOs or new Ethereum projects go on top of the Ethereum layer, I believe that it's going to increase the value of it. So we got the Ethereum layer or the Ethereum foundation already, and that's worth 1.1 billion. Let's just say Slockit raises money from the DAO hub, and someday the Slockit network is worth, let's just say, $500 million, right? Well, when that lays on top of the $1 billion Ethereum network, to me, that is what I call the Ethereum value stack. So the value of the Ethereum foundation or the network is $1 billion. And now if you put a $500 million software on top of the Ethereum network, now the entire network itself is worth $1.5 billion. Then if you take the Augur project, which I can see the Augur project, guys, being worth $1 billion by itself. Okay, all by itself, even without the Ethereum, right? But since we're putting that on top of the Ethereum blockchain when it comes out, right, and it's working, and it's publicly working and everything, now we got the Ethereum down here, then we got the Slockit, and then now we got the Augur. So we got $1 billion value here, we got $500 million for Slockit, and I'm just making up these numbers, okay, guys? That's not what the current numbers are. The only one that's accurate is the Ethereum network. That's worth $1 billion. That's accurate. Let's just say that, for example, that the Slock is worth 500 million, and then the Augur project is worth $1 billion. So if we combine this whole stack, the value of this stack, right, is now $2.5 billion. So this is what I call the Ethereum value stack. So that means that in my mind, in my belief, and I can be totally wrong on this, guys, but my belief is that every time you stack another layer, let's say you put the Akasha project on there, to me, that's another $1 billion project, right? Once you put all this on there, it's worth $3.5 billion, then what happens is now the value of the Ethereum network is worth 3.5 times that. Okay, so if let's just say that the Ethereum is worth let's say $15. Okay, so if each one of these adds more value, this one's a billion, that's another $15 on top of the ethers. If this one's worth a billion, that's another $15 on top of this. So right away, right, and then this one's worth half a billion, right? That's worth another $7-8 on top of this. So you got 15, 15, 15. That's $45, and then you got this Slocket price is worth half a billion. That's another, let's say $7 on top of that. That's like 7 plus 40. That's like $52. So to me, the value of the ethers underlying it is now going to be about $52. Now, that's just my personal opinion, guys, and that's what I call the Ethereum value stack, because every time you add another layer or another project running on top of the Ethereum network, that increases the Ethereum, the value of each ether. Now, where do we see this in real life? Where do we see this in real life? Okay, we see this in several circumstances. Okay, if you go buy, let's just say a car, for example, right? Let's just say that you buy a base model of a car. Let's say that we're shopping right now. We were looking at a Ferrari or a Lamborghini Huracan, right? You buy the basic model of the Lamborghini Huracan. It's like 185,000 US dollars, 190,000, somewhere around there. If you get it with tinted windows on there, it adds another price. It adds, the price increases a little bit. If you take the factory wheels off and put gold-plated wheels on there, then it goes up a little bit higher. If you take the 500 horsepower engine and beef it up to a 600 and some horsepower engine, that beefs it up a little bit more. So if there's other accessories that you can add on top of the Lamborghini or any car that you buy, and it increases the value of the car. So that's the reason why I say that the Ethereum network will increase in value, that the more projects that go on top of the Ethereum network, the more valuable the network becomes, okay? Let's use another example. Instead of cars, let's look at homes. If you buy a home that has, let's just say that in the North Dallas area, where I'm from, right now I'm broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia, but in the Dallas area where I live, right, the houses, all the new houses are starting at 400,000 US dollars. Now, and that's a very nice house, a very huge, big house. You can get like over a 3,000 square foot house with just that $400,000. And it's like a mansion compared to the houses that are in California or New York, okay? Now, if you want like marble floors, or you want expensive granite countertops, right? They already come with granite countertops, right? But if you want even more expensive, like onyx, or something that's more expensive stone, then what that does is it increases the value of your house even more. If you decide to add solar panels, which is not easy in Texas, it's easy to add solar panels on your house in like California or New York, but in Texas, because I come from an oil country, right, it's very difficult to get them to approve solar panels on your house. So when you do it, right, it increases the value of your house even more, right? So everything that you do to improve the quality of your house, it improves the value of that house. If you take out the tank water heaters, most of the water heaters in Texas they use a huge tank where you heat up the hot water all day. If you replace that with a tankless water heater like they do in Japan and in Europe and stuff, where they only heat up the water as you use it, instead of storing a 50 or 100 gallon tank in your attic or in your garage and just heat it up all day and hope that you use it. If you use a tankless water heater, it's much more expensive. It's like 2 to 3 times more expensive. So because of that, that increases the value of your house. So the example that I gave you guys of the house and the car, every time you add an accessory that makes it more valuable, you increase the total overall value of that. And that's what I believe is going to happen to the Ethereum network, is that every time a new ICO or new software project goes on top of it, it's going to increase it. And that's what I call the Ethereum value stack, okay? So hopefully that is one of the reasons, because of that Ethereum value stack, I'm going to keep some of the ethers that I own for the long term. Like I cashed out most of it, okay? I've already cashed out like 3,000% out of the ethers that I own. So I made over 3,000% profit already from the ethers that I got. but for the remainder of the balance, I put some of it into the DAO hub, and then I kept a little bit into Ethers itself, because I believe that over the long term, right, if Ethereum grows, like 1 million or 2 million% like the Bitcoin did, then it has a strong, that little bit that I keep in there in the in Ethers will grow dramatically, and it really, at that point, it really does not matter if you have a small amount of Ethers or a large amount of Ethers. Any amount of Ethers will be a life-changing amount of money for you, okay? Because keep in mind, guys, the Bitcoin network was the first asset class to grow over 2.5 million%. Remember, Bitcoins, when they first came out for trading on Mt. Gox, they were only valued at 5 cents, and they grew to $1,200, $1,200, depending upon what exchange that you use. So it's the only asset in human history to ever grow over 2 million% during its lifetime, and it's not done. It's not done yet, okay? And if we believe that Ethereum, which is the second most popular and the most valuable network in the cryptocurrency industry, then if it has a chance to even do half of what Bitcoin did and grow over 1 million%, then I believe that any small amount of Ethers will be valuable over the long term. So hopefully this video, guys, helps to answer this video on the Ethereum value stack. I hope that you guys, that helps you guys make a decision, an informed decision on whether or not you should keep some of your Ethers or cash it out completely or use it to invest in other Ethereum projects, okay? That's going to be a personal thing up to you guys, but I made sure that I kept a small amount of Ethers in my personal portfolio so that in case Ethereum goes to the moon, right? And right now, it appears to be the next big thing in cryptocurrencies, okay? So I'm going to make a small bet on it that it's going to go, and so I'm going to keep a small inventory of it in my portfolio, okay? So thanks for watching this video, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like these types of videos. If you guys don't like it, give me a thumbs down so I don't waste time making it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. And if you have any friends, families, or friends that would like to invest into the cryptocurrencies, guys, we always provide new and free cryptocurrency videos made simple for you, guaranteed, okay, guys? So make sure that you let them know to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in a future video.